This conference will now be recorded.
Good. Hey guys, good morning. Now, here we are going to came for learning for DevOps and AWS. The main two things is the DevOps and AWS, and who don't know about Linux, and then who don't know like a scripting language also. We are going to discuss in this course. Not this is what I'm asking, guys. Okay, please mute. Okay. Now, in this course, we are going to discussing about that. Basically, the main agenda for your course is the DevOps and plus AWS, and I'm going to give the some basics Python also. Okay, like as it's a good to know. Okay, and the next, if you want to make it DevOps or AWS or Python in any DevOps environment, even system engineer or anything, because we are using the completely Linux machines, means you must know the some Linux based Linux also, not in-depth level of like as system administration level, at least the managing the DevOps environment. Okay, that entire we have that more than 12-13 sessions for this. Almost I'm going to spend the 2 weeks of time to learn the Linux as well first. Okay, if you know the Linux, then we can move to the DevOps. Then after DevOps, we are going to discuss AWS. After the DevOps, AWS, then we have that in DevOps tool, one more tool that I'm going to discussing about the Terraform. After AWS, then Terraform I'm going to go for, because of why this means and Terraform. We'll discuss that. Okay, in the session itself. And the next Python basics Python I'm going to discuss like as 1 week of time for Python as well. This entire course. Okay, this is our main agenda to learn the DevOps. Is it the prerequisite to Python? Means it's a good to know. Okay, good to know. Even the maximum companies, they are not DevOps guys not involved in the writing the Python code. If already existing Python, at least you should understand the coding, at least how we are going to execute the code. If something error will come, then how we are going to debug that. Okay, at least that prior knowledge you must need to know. Okay, that's even that we are going to be discussing this Python course as well. Okay, now first we are going to start with this basically DevOps. Okay, the Linux no need to discuss anything about that. We are going to discussing about the when class will be started here. Okay, now first when you go for DevOps, like most of the people think about this DevOps is a tool or technology. I need to learn the DevOps tool, DevOps technology, right? It's not a tool, it's not a technology basically. Okay, it is a simple culture. It's a culture. What using this culture? What happened? This using this culture, we are calling as culture or procedure or let's say it's a environment or maybe we are calling it culture or procedure or methodology, something we are calling this. What this culture will do, what advantage of this culture is, for example, there is a some environment like as we have the some environment one organization, how we can like as efficiently we can deliver it to our stuff to the our client, how we can get the more clients, how we can efficiently hand over to the our project to the clients. That will become to the this DevOps culture basically. How and all, we'll see this now. Okay, now let's go for one in-depth level of the meaning of DevOps basically. Okay, this DevOps meaning of what, let's see. What is the meaning of DevOps? What they do? And basically this DevOps is come up with the different things, different people are involving in this. Now we'll discuss this. Basically, if you go for any project, any software projects, okay, there is a different team members are involving. Not required, Nitin. Okay, I'll take all your questions. Okay, it's not required for AWS. Even that I'm going to cover for something about this. We'll discuss the AWS also. Okay, it's not required about needed AWS should do know. Okay, we'll discuss about that. Now, basically, if you go for any software project or any industry, like any software industry, like as SaaS or .NET or Java, any programming language, they are going to implement their software application. But there is a different team members are involving to implement that project. Okay, like say, let's say, for example, in this software development, most of the people will come as developers, right? We are calling here, I'm the developer, software developer. Means what does mean? What they do? What these developers will do? They are written the code. Okay, like as who are comes under the development team, let's say programmers, okay, architectures, let's maybe UI guys, UI developers, are those comes under the development side. Okay, like as .NET developer, Java developer, whatever they have. And who comes under this? Another team members who will comes under that guys we are calling as a operation team guys. Every team, every project they have like this. Operation team administrations, right? Administrators will be the system admin. All those comes under, right? Those guys will comes under the here. System admins, network engineer, supporting guys, like as Linux admins, right? All supporting guys. Okay, and the next, let's say testers, all unit testing, those guys will comes under the operation side only. Okay, and then next, Linux admin, system admins, that those comes under the Linux admin guys only. Monitoring engineers, and the next, let's say infrastructure engineers, infrastructure. Okay, and then build and release engineers, build and release engineers. All those guys will come under the operation guys. What the main agenda these guys, operation guys, what is the main agenda for developers is basically when the client gives us some requirement. Okay, these developers are written the code. Once they've written the code, what they do, they will test their end. Okay, whatever they've written the code is working or not, they will test, and they will, after that they won't deploy the application in the different environments. What is the different environments means? For example, if you implement any application, any software, they are going to deliver in the different environments. Let's say development environment, okay, and then staging environment, like testing level. Okay, this once development is done, testing environment will go, then pre-production will go, and let's say this production will go. Once the production, we are going to access our application. Now let's say, for example, you are using some Facebook app. The Facebook app, if you have the new release, you will get a new update, right? The new app will, this app will be released the new version. You can update this version, means they are going to release for the new version of the that application, means they deployed in the production. Then only we'll get to know the new version of the application we are going to be update our software. Okay, like as before going to production, there is a different stages will come this. Okay, like once they have developed the code and all, they tested their end. Once their code is working fine, they are going to hand over the code to the operation guys. Alright, this code I implemented, just please the deploy in the different environments. If they have access to developed environment, they do. Or else if you don't, if you are there testing a local environment, local means their own machines. Okay, their own laptops they have, whatever they have written the code, they will test their laptop. And they, if you don't have deploy in the dev environment, and even though we are going to release this application, what are the code they've written, that code we are going to deploy in the dev environment. Okay, once the dev environment is successfully working fine, then they're going to deploy the staging. Once the staging is deployed successfully and the working fine, then we'll go for pre-production. When we go for pre-production, then it's working fine, then we'll go for the production here. Okay, why these many stages means, if something bugs will find out here. Okay, now pre-production we are going to give this, you have the 10 clients are there, you don't give the this URL to the 10 clients who are like as nearest to you, and then who are very friendly with you, and they are going to give the new update software with these guys. If these guys are saying that everything is fine, then we are going to release for production. Basically, if you have one client, they do like a different environments they are going to maintain, like as ACC and the train environment or production environment. That's like as different environment, same copy of production run where they have before. And instead of production, there's a sample like as 1 or 2 girls, they move to the pre-production, that everything is fine, then they'll go for production deployment. Okay, that is a different stages will come to the different level of deployment basically. Okay, who will do this kind of environments deployment? This operation guys will do that. This operation guys will do that deployment. Okay, now, okay, fine, these developers are returning the code and these guys are deploying the operation in the different environments here. Then what is the main this operation guys doing for? If something goes wrong here, something goes wrong here, what they do, they don't know, like as for example null point, like some code issue, the code issue will come. What these guys will do, they can't solve this, that coding. What they do, they simply say that, array, your code is not working here. We can send a mail, or we can see, take a screenshot, we will send mail to the developer guys, array, your code is not working in the this environment. What these guys will do, array, no man, I tested environment, it's working, everything fine. I have like as I written correctly and I tested, everything is fine. I don't know like as what is issue. These guys are asked, say the same here. Now these guys say that I had issue, I don't know like as what it is. Now what happened, there is a lot of communication gap between the these two guys. There is a lot of communication gap between the two guys. What is the reason behind this? What are the code is written here? Why not running here means there is a number of scenarios are there. What are those scenarios? For example, these guys are develop a code in the different version. Let's say they implemented Java in the latest version. Let's say Java 11 or 10, like we have the 11 also now. Just I'm going to take example of Java 8, for example. They implement a code in the Java 8, and the next previous old deployment in this environment, all the environment Java installed in the Java 7. Java 7. Now what happened? The Java 8 features are not available in the Java 7. Let's say, okay, new, like this is a old software, this is a new software. They are returning using this API and they implement the coding here. That code is won't work in the here where it's not a compatible. Now it will throw some errors here, the API issues. But these guys don't know that API issue. What they do, they simply send this. Okay, like let's say those they will understand that what is this means. If you don't want to repeat this kind of issues and all, what they want to do, these operation guys should be involved. These guys are tell me Baba, what environment you are using, what kind of tools you are using, what kind of configuration I need to do, what configuration I need to do, okay, and what software I need to install versions, okay, software versions I need to be installed, and what are the tools I need to be installed. Like, what are the like software versions, software tools, like as for Maven, Java, whatever it may be, what supported project, supported softwares. Those need to be installed in the those days environment. Okay, like as configuration, so environments, environment variables, something if you want to pass. Those kind of they will take from the developer team, and then next after they will give the complete this kind of set of information to the operation guys. Then next what happened? This whatever they have set up in the development team and this kind of setup here, and the next after giving this setup to the operation guys, they are also set up in this environment, like me this environment this here. Okay, these guys whatever they have set up, what are the programming, what are the software they are using for local development, if they give the same environment here also, now what happened, how much fast they are developing, that much fast we are going to delivering, because of we have the communication very nicely here now. The communication is very nice now because of there is no delay, it's a small things, small issues, we are not fighting with them. Okay, we are friendly now. Okay, like now the communication will be very high here. The next when you are asking this kind of information to the development team, if they give, we are going to be set up here. Okay, earlier also they are giving, but there is some communication gap, there is some latency. Okay, that's the reason what happened now, the earlier products are maybe delivery is a little bit late is happening. Now that late we are going to be overcome now. Okay, that late we are going to be overcome now. This communication we are going to be improve that guys we are calling as a this DevOps guys who are involved in development team. We will take the requirement from them. We are setting all this kind of information to here without any like as without delay time of the deployment or anything. That communication improvement and product release improvement, and then our delivery things will go very fast. The main agenda for DevOps is the delivery things very fast, delivery very fast here, delivery of software very fast. That is what main agenda for the DevOps team. Okay, why we are going to DevOps team is like as how the delivery will come very fast will have, we need to do some manual work. Instead of manual work we need to automate. Okay, this automation we need to do, that tools, different tools we are going to use to automate and doing the very fast and all that we are going to be discussed now. Okay, what this DevOps mainly for, to delivery our softwares into very fast to the client hand. Okay, because of client can't be spent like as they don't want to wait for months of years of now, they want to immediately. For example, they give a requirement now, like as within a week or in the month they want their requirement in their hand. Okay, that much fast they are going to be nowadays going the companies. Okay, they are last of many companies are like as participating to improving their stuff now. They are going to deliver the client in the very fast. Okay, that's the reason this DevOps came to the picture, and this DevOps culture is involving to deliver the software application very fast now. How fast is happening and what are the tools we are going to use, that things will be discussed in the next now. Is that clear guys? Any question, any concern here? Simple. There is a earlier we don't have much communication. Now after DevOps came into the picture, this word means this culture came to the picture. Now
Hi.
we're all in the
Hello.
yeah man, yeah, tell me.
Okay. So what is this staging state after development? You told about a staging state. What is that?
That is for another environment, dude. Like for example, let's say um, you bought a
So
new
for
mobile. Okay.
so for every project, these stages are included: development, staging, pre-production, and production.
Yeah, it may be, may not. Like as they are going to use the two environments, one for staging, one for production. If they have like a big company, big product and all, they want to test multiple stages. Minimum, they are going to maintain the three environments. Okay, development, staging, and production.
So staging,
Clear
what
now?
is that?
Like testing kind of like as what the development do, they are going to deploy the another server. There is three missions are there. The first mission for your developing, second mission for after you developing that we are going to deploy. Once the developer what deploy the application, the testers will be test that application, everything fine, then they will go for production.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
Somehow it is
clear
like
for all?
a UAT, right? Staging.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, staging means like UAT only.
clear.
Yeah, yeah.
UAT means like again non-technical guys will be confused here. Okay, like that will come to the technical discussion in the next sessions. Okay, this staging means like as another environment. Let's say for example, once development is done, then another environment we are going to deploy in the staging environment. That staging environment we are calling that in technical words itself, but understand that is a test environment. Like whatever you develop, for example, let's say you develop something, whatever you construct, for example, you are civil engineer or you are mechanical engineer. Now once you are implement one product, you need to be test that application, right? That is for you don't want to test your application, your code it is itself, your code is working, but someone also you should be tell them, they also should give the your code is working or not. Okay, testers will be give the that that confess that they will confirm that your code is working fine, the all the features whatever we are implementing. Okay, then we'll go for production.
It means
Okay,
development and testing. Yeah.
yeah, clear. Is it clear, guys? The DevOps, the mainly for software application we are going to deliver very fast. How and what are the tools are involving, and those we are going to be discussed the next.
So we are collaborating with the software team. So we should know programming for that.
No, that's what we are discussing now, that we'll discuss now. Okay, we are not required the software like as programming knowledge, we don't need to write the code and all, but you should understand that what they are implementing, what are the softwares they are implementing. At least they will give the commands to what commands need to be executed in our environment also, or how to set up also. Okay, we need to ask them, we need to let them know, we need to communicate with them, we need to involve with them. That is the main agenda here. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, Madhu.
Yeah, fine, we'll go further. Now let's go for this. Now let's discuss about the SDLC. Okay, let's leave it about the 5 minutes of software development side, like DevOps side, and we'll come discussion about the what is software development lifecycle. Means how they are going to be start the project, how they are going to implement the one by one lifecycle. Okay, how they are going to hand over to the client. Those we are going to discuss first. Then why came to the DevOps, how the previously they are doing, what is the main things are changed nowadays, that we are discussing on this in this section. Okay, SDLC. SDLC means software development lifecycle. Software development lifecycle means if you want to implement any kind of product, it can be software, it can be civil, it can be mechanical, whatever it may be. Okay, now what they do, they can't directly go and build it, right? What they do, they have some procedure. First of all, what they do, they'll take at least a requirement, then next they are going to take a blueprint, then they are going to plan it, then they are going to be buy the things whatever they require, and the next after they are doing for building, and the once the building they are saying that is working, is perfectly are there or not, then if everything is perfect, then going to be hand out to the client. This is any environment, like it may be mechanical environment, it can be civil environment, it can be software environment, all things are same, but software environment there is a different terminology. Even if the civil engineers, they are going to be calling a different terminology, they are architecting and then building construction, there may be, let's say, a different testing they have, also they have their own testing. Okay, mechanical also they are implementing some register capacity something, they implement some one product, they are going to be test that product, they are going to be get the license of the product, they are going to get many things here, right? The same way here also, software development also, there is a different life cycles we have to hand out to our application to the clients. What are those things basically? For example, let's say I'm going to start the new company. Okay, I have some travel business I'm going to start. I have a travel business I'm going to start, and then I'm going to ask to the any software company. I'm going to deal with them because of they are very good in the application development side or anything. Now I'll go ask them. Okay, I'm going to build a one software like a travel business. I need to implement one mobile application and as well as my website. Okay, this is my requirement. Now what they do? First, when you go for client requirement, this is your requirement. You go for software company. What they do? They'll take your requirement first. That we are calling as a requirement gathering. Okay, first we'll take a requirement gathering. Okay, you want a mobile application, you want a web application. These two you want the mainly. That is your requirement. Okay, fine, we got it. The next, what we do after taking a requirement, what they do? They are doing the planning. Alright, this guy is giving the some requirement. Okay, this how many team members we have already? How many team members we need to recruit? Okay, how many like let's say we have the developers this many, how many testers we have, how many requirement here, what are the tools I need to use, what are the technologies I need to use, how much fast we are going to develop this. They are going to be plan this, they are going to be architect this. Okay, once they architect this, they are going to design the architecture. Let's say design the architecture. Okay, this is the tools will come to the here, and these tools we are going to be here, this is the tool we are going to be here. Okay, this is the components we are going to use. They will return the one architecture, they are going to be follow, they are discussing that. Once the design architecture, they are going for the developing a coding. Okay, develop the code. Once they develop the code, what they do? They are going to be test the code. Once they test the code, they are going to be I'm going to written here. Once they test the code, they are going to be deploy, and then they are going to deliver. Okay, they are going to deliver the code into the client. Okay, client will be happy now. Cool. This is our life cycle will go for any software company, any kind of programming language. It can be .NET, it can be Android, it can be.
So what is mean by deployment? Deployment, what does it mean?
We'll discuss. Why you are hurry? Okay, we'll discuss now. We'll discuss one by one again. We'll come back. We started done. We'll discuss now. Okay, now first example, let's say you are asking, right? Now once the testing is done, they are going to deploy our servers. Okay, once the server, we need to send to them, right? Array, your product is ready, then take it, and then after you are going to hand out to them, that we are called delivery. The same thing. Now for example, you order something in Amazon or whatever it may be. Okay, what they do after you placement means you are place the order, they are going to delivery for you, right? Up till that you are going to deliver means you will get a handover yourself. Then next after that, there is some feedback or some maintenance. Okay, maintenance means like as your code is working or not, there is some bugs or not, again they are going to reporting to you, and again we are going to start the new enhancement that application. If they need a new feature and then they want to implement the new things, or they have found some bugs, they are going to be through the maintenance we are get to know that. Okay, this is the deploy and delivery. Is it clear now? Deploy means in the servers we are going to deploy the servers code, and the next delivery means we are hand over to the client. Is it clear?
Okay.
Okay, fine. Now let's say we got the requirement from them and we are planning them, and then next we are designing the architecture, we are developing a code, we're testing that code. Okay, we deploy in the servers, and then we are delivering to the client. After delivery, there are new enhancement and new bugs they are finding. They'll get we are going to maintain that application. If again they are going to be take again, this life cycle will be continue again. If a new requirement or an again, they are going to be start like here from again. Okay, any software application, they do the same kind of life cycle here. To implement this life cycle, we have a different models we have. Okay, to implement this life cycle, the companies are followed the different models. What are the models are used in the companies? Is the olden days they are using the, let's say, waterfall model. Okay, we are almost, if you are I guess computer science guys, everyone will should learn this. Okay, and definitely they have the important exam question also. This is right, software development life cycle, spiral model, waterfall model, agile model. Okay, fine. Now let's discuss this. What is a waterfall model? What is the meaning of waterfall model is? Now for example, you came to me and I asked, they will ask that which model you are following. I am telling the waterfall model. Then what is the meaning of waterfall model? Means this waterfall model, until unless the entire project, not the one feature. Okay, let's say login page, like as registration page, and then cancellation ticket. Then next, let's say it's some coupon code, something, whatever they are implementing. The entire all features they are going to deliver it to the at a time. Okay, for example, it's a long time implementation. Let's say, for example, 12 months. They are wait for the this. If they want to see their application, they need to wait for the long time. Means 12 months. They need to be wait. 12 months. They want to wait for the 12 months. Okay, fine. You are satisfied. Okay, fine. You say that. Okay, fine. No problem. What for model? I will wait for 12 months. I will give the requirement for you. Okay, let's implement this. Okay. Then we started. We are working with this. Now we are ready to the requirement. We are taking. We are planning. We are designing. We are deploying. We are tested. And then we are deployment stage. We are in the deployment stage. We are in the deployment stage after like as 8 months or 10 months. We are in the deployment stage. Cool, that's fine. No, but the deployment stage is after deploying, we are feeling like whatever he has requirement, it's not satisfied. All his condition is not satisfied. We don't have much time now. What they happen in this model, they are going to go back to the first life cycle itself. Means we are taking any requirement wrong or not, they'll check, and again they'll do planning, again they'll do designing, again they'll do developing, again they'll do testing, again they'll do deploy. Means like as for example let's say they are taking the more months, like as again they are coming again 8 more months they're taking extra, for example let's say 8 plus 8 for example. Okay, the client won't be sit honestly, and even they don't want to deliver, means they'll give some more time, right? What they do now, what happened, they are 16 months, it takes time. Now what we promise them, like a 12 months we are going to do, like as client will be saying that okay, there are some SLAs, okay, that we don't need to worry about this. What is SLA and all? The software license agreement, okay, that we'll discuss when we have to the real time scenarios. Okay, now for example they are take the more time to deliver the stuff. They are taking the more time to deliver stuff. Now what happened, the client waited for 12 months, this not delivering. The client waited for the more money, spending more money, he is not getting anything. Now he is feeling very bad. He is feeling very bad, and he is like as he is calling to us, then everything like as the software companies, if you're not delivering things, the next project they won't give anything, right? It's a getting a bad name here. Now what happened, this model is taking a too long process, and then if anything failure, we'll go back here, and again we are going to come to the from stage itself. That's the reason most of the guys never go for the this life cycle, this kind of software development model. The next, most of the people are nowadays are using by the agile model. Okay, most of the people go for the implementing agile model. What this model will do, the same life cycle here, but this implement is the different change here. Now earlier we are going to deliver things at a time, right? Now not be like that. Here is the every monthly delivery it's happening. Like I said, we are calling it as a sprint. Okay, like as there is a different terminology we are using agile model: sprint, scrum. Okay, scrum, and then kanban. Okay, kanban means the dashboard, like as Kanban dashboard. Okay, the sprint is that, for example, they are going to give the one task to you. That task should be delivery in the, basically we have the 3 weeks of time, 21 days. Okay, basically in the normal terminology. If you have the based on the client, there you have the 1 month, they have the 2 weeks, they are going to 15 days. There is a different clients based on that. They are going to give the sprints here. What is the meaning sprints? If they give the one requirement, you should be finished on that particular weeks. Okay, in the 3 weeks you should be complete your work. You should be complete your work. That's what we're calling as a sprint. A scrum means it's a meeting. Okay, it's a stand-up call kind of things. Every day they are meeting all the developers, all the team members, and they are going to discuss with the any like as any bugs are there, any issues are there, any implementations are there. Okay, all those kind of they are going to be discussed about the in this scrum meeting. If they have dependency from one team to another team, they come up with this here, they will discuss there, they will solve the immediately here. Okay, that's why we are going to be improvement now, like it's very fast. Okay, kanban is the dashboard, like as what are the things are done, what are the things are pending, what are the things are going to do, like as planning are done, or those things we are going to discuss in the kanban dashboard. Okay, and these things we are going to use the terminology in this like as agile model. Okay, in this agile model also fine. Now for example, let's say they given one requirement to you, and the one sprint, like as here is the one small delivery. Like for example, the first sprint is completely one dashboard, like user page, your login, registration page, those kind of things. Next page is that there is something like as a booking and cancellation something, and the next is that like as like any specialization something are there. Another thing is that hotel booking something, you are in the same your website, they are going to provide the hotel booking also, like that. There's the new enhancement will come to the they're like different months, different sprints. Okay, now this is also cool. Now they are started working on this. As everything is done, now again deployment stage we are. For example, let's say I am in the deployment, is failure, we got it. Okay, like there is some bugs we found out here, the requirement is not satisfied, whatever they have. The next, what in this model, they are not going for the first life cycle, they just go for the like previous cycle. Okay, if you find the issue here itself, they will come back immediately, they are going to be got to know that this is the issue and all. If you're not finding, they will go for the previous page itself. If they are not finding here, means it's instead of going for first page, at least we'll go find out here issue itself, then we can come to the very fast here, we can come to the very fast. That's the reason it will go the little bit fast to compare to the like as waterfall model. That is the one thing. And another thing is that here that's also cool, but for example, let's say the my manager giving work to me, and then 3 weeks of time, and the next what I done within the 1 week. I have done my implementation in the 1 week of time, and the next rest of 2 weeks I say that my code is done, I'm checking the code, I push the code to the repository, something I implemented that, and the next I'm waiting for the deployment, and the deployment stage we got the failure. After 3 weeks of time, we do the deployment of 1 time in the previously, that we got the issue and you can't fix the immediately. Then what happened, you already said that 1 week you are done, but still your code is not working. The next 2 weeks are simply wasting. The next, your code is not delivered to the application. Then next what happened, you should be complete this week work first, like a first sprint, and the next sprint also we need to delivery for the upcoming release. Means you will get a work button, and you must deliver 2 things in the next release definitely. Now what happened, you will get a lot of work here, and the next you will get a like as a work pressure here. The next you should be delivery things will come to the more priorities will come here. Now why you are saying that already 1 week, then why I couldn't test immediately here? Now why I can't test your code within a like within a minutes, your code is working or not in the different environments? Now the point came into the picture here now. Okay, the point came to the picture, why we need to wait for the 3 weeks of time. Okay, until unless your code is ready, then I can test immediately. If the code is working or fine, then I immediately you will get to know that your code is working or not, that deployed is successfully or not. Okay, these things you want to test, these things we need to make it a automation. These things we need to make it a automation. His code is working fine or not, immediately he's got to know result. He don't need to wait for until unless the delivery things. Now let's see here. For example, developer developing a code, and the next he will push to the code into the some repository, like as it can be anything. After pushing the repository, we need to build his code, and we need to test his code. I need to deploy his code. Okay, we need to deploy his code. This whole process we need to make it a automation. Okay, this development won't come to us. Okay, like as after pushing the repository, our work will start from here, building, testing, deploying. Okay, these things will come to the our end, building, testing, deployment, it will come to the our end. This we need to make it a automation way. When the code is pushed to the repository, immediately I need to be take it out, I need to build, I need to test, I need to be deploy his code is working or not. This is we are going to return as a, we are calling as a pipeline as a code. This terminology we are calling as a pipeline as a code. This code we are returning in the Jenkins or Circle say or different tools we are going to use. We are going to implement this code inside the CI/CD pipeline, right? That CI/CD pipeline we are going to set up the all this stuff here. All this stuff we are going to be write as a pipeline code. Who will return this? This guy is a culprit. Who will implement this automation for this? This DevOps guy should be written for this pipeline as a code, build, test, deploy. Everything should be automated this process. Okay, in this automation process, there is a number of tools will be involved. This number of life cycle will come, number of tools will come. What are the tools will come under? We'll discuss now. Next. Okay, like as instead of like as waiting for his code to the up to deployment, his code will get to know immediately here. For something, if you failure here, immediately it will trigger a one email notification. Array, your code is not working. This is the error. That is also automated. The mail sending to the developer, and it will send to the developer. Array, your code is not working. Just again implement like as within a minutes. Even you don't need to worry about this. When you code push the that, once you return this code will be the lifetime. Okay, if anything enhancement will come, the enhancement we made changes. That's it, this pipeline code. Or else this code will be the same. If you've written one pipeline code in your lifetime, this will be entire your future, entire like a bank kind of job. Okay, that's entire, this are same repeated things you need to be take care of the next sessions. Okay, there's something like there is some code changes, some commands changes will come that, but the procedure is the same. Procedure is the same your entire lifetime. Is it clear, guys? This is we need to automate it. In this automation procedure, we'll get a lot of tools, technologies will come. What are the tools will come? What are the technologies will come? And those things we are going to discuss for the next. Now, is it clear now why the DevOps is main important now? To automated stuff, how we are going to effectuate this, how much fast we are going to develop, and once the development is done, after before we're going to deploy, and how we are going to automate this, how we are going to implement this, how we are going to send a notification to him. Now this is the way we are going to make it a fast deployment. We can make it a very fast deployment. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah. Yes.
Guys,
Yeah.
cool, right? This is the main agenda. Remember, this is the main thing. Okay, if you get to know this point, then our course will be understandable now. Okay, that's cool. This is for SDLC. The same way we have our own life cycle. Okay, the DevOps, we have the different life cycle. Let's discuss that now. Our life cycle, this is a, let's say, in between DevOps is there. What DevOps guys will do. Okay, now for example, let's say once development is done, let's developer guys should be needed. Okay, we need to input from taken from them only. And the next, once the development is done, I'll make a different circuits here. That circuits I'll explain one by one. Okay, I'll make it all circuits at a time. What is this circuits? We'll discuss now. Now, for example, let's say once development is done, what we do? We need to, we need to take this code, right? We need to take this code and build the code, build, test, things will happening, right? Build, test will happening here. And the next, once deployment is done, what we require, guys? We require a servers, right? Linux servers or any Windows servers, anything we require, right? That if you don't have anything, for example, if you have, then we don't need to require this process. If you don't have, then what you do? We need to take the servers. That is a cloud computing will come, right? That will come to the here, provisioning the servers. Provisioning server means we need to create one server here, one Linux server we need to create. That Linux server we are going to deploy this. Okay, that's fine. We are provisioning the server. After that, there is a number of that there is a number of terminals we are come, right? Provisioning, infrastructure as a code. Okay, those will come to that. We'll discuss that later. After provisioning, we have the code, we have the server, Linux server. I have, let's say you have mobile and you have a as you have a mobile and you have a SIM. The next, what you require to run this mobile and SIM, you need a software, right? Like as Android software or iOS software required. That will come, but before going to do that, they must be installed the software, right? That we are calling as a configuration environment. Let's say we need to set up your environment. For example, let's say you are implementing Java code, you building the Java code, you take your Linux server, and the next you install. If you want to run that your code, you need to install the Java software in this, or else the code it won't work, right? The same way, the Java software you need to install that. How we are going to install? Using these tools here. The after configuration tools, what we do? We need to go for deploy and the next delivery. Don't confuse here. Let's say okay, there is a terminology will come delivery and deployment. Okay, like here also in the software lifecycle also we have the delivery and deployment. Okay, that's maybe front and back, but here let's discuss here. Don't confuse here, guys. Deliver like a CI/CD means there is a delivery and deployment. We'll discuss that. The delivery means that is that we have the different environments, right? The delivery happening for the different environments here. Like where is that? The staging and all we are going to write that we are going to tell them different environments delivering here. Okay, different environments we are going to deploy that, right? That we are calling as a delivery. And the deployment means where we are deploying the production. When we are going to deploy the production, This delivery is different, that delivery is different. That delivery is that client. Okay, once you are hand over to the client, that we are going to deliver to the client. Okay, like as after deploying the production server. Now before that we have another delivery. That delivery is called as our internal delivery. Let's say one like as development server, then staging server, then production server. That we are going for one server to another server, that we are calling as a delivery. And deployment means when you deploy the production prod server, that we are calling as a deployment is done. Deployment is done. Deployment, we are delivering the today our production release. That release we are going to, then we are going to hand over to the this deployment application to the live. Okay, that live will go that, then all application is going to be update. They will get the updated software over there. Okay, delivery means different environments delivery. Okay, like a staging, from staging to like production, that one step, one server to another server, that we are delivering a software to one server to another server. Okay, here the next, after that we are going to do the monitoring. Okay, and the next after this monitoring we are go for the feedback, like as maintenance. Let's say if any new enhancement, new bugs are they finding, they are going to give the feedback, and again they are going to go for the implementation again back. This life cycle is won't be stopped. Okay, sorry, this life cycle won't be stop here. It will go for continuously. It will go for continuously. Right, this will go for continuously is going to be happen here. And under hood, this we should have a plan for this. We should have a plan how we are going to be implement this. Let's say we have a plan top of this or bottom of this, anything. Plan accordingly. Okay, now let's say once development is done, build and test. This circle will go for continuously. That's the reason our DevOps environment we are calling it continuous. What is continuous? Means this life cycle won't be stop at all. That's the reason we are calling a different terminology we are using here. Okay, this life cycle we are calling as a CI. What is a CI? Continuous integration. And the next life cycle we have a, what is this? Continuous provisioning, CP. Continuous provisioning the servers. CI, CP, continuous provisioning, and the next CC, continuous configuring, and the CD, continuous deployment, and the CM, continuous monitoring, and the CF, continuous feedback, and the continuous development, C dev. Okay, continuous development. Then we'll go for the all the stuff here: CA, CP, CC, CD, CM, CF. CA tools we have, CP tools we have, CC tools we have, CD tools we have, CM tools we have. All tools, who knows, guys? That guys we are calling as a DevOps guys. Okay, is it not a mandate to get like as, is it involved to all the tools? Yes or not? Like maybe, may not be. It's maybe some companies have a big firm you go for, you don't need to worry to involve all the level. If you go for small startup companies or like as middle company kind of, if you are there is no any DevOps like as previously, we need to implement the scratch, we need to involve all the life cycles. Even in the go for any production servers or anything, just we need to monitoring that guys are development. Like that is also we are calling a DevOps guy. They don't have any development, just we need to see the schemes, and if any bugs will come, then we need to troubleshoot and we need to send a mail. That's it. Okay, that's a monitoring kind of job, production support kind of job, that we are calling as a DevOps. We'll discuss that also. Like as who are comes under the DevOps, what the previously guys will do. Okay, now how the packages will come to the DevOps, like as how why this DevOps are in the future. Is it DevOps is good in the future or not after 5 years, 10 years, or maybe. Okay, like as these kind of questions everyone who have, right? That is also we are going to cover in the next. Okay, now means CA tools, CP tools, CHC tools, CD tools, CM tools, all these tools we are going to be learn. All these tools we are going to be learn. Then only we are calling as a DevOps guy. Even if you go for any DevOps environment, they are going to ask the all these kind of tools here. Where is the cloud computing? Where is the cloud means this provisioning, right? This will come to the any cloud, we can use that. Okay, it can be AWS, it can be like as Azure, it can be GCP, whatever you want. Okay, if you have the like for example, you don't want any cloud, we have the big one like as IBM. Let's maybe like where is an IBM? This kind of companies, right? They have their own servers, they have their own private data centers. Then they no need to go for the another cloud. If you are any small companies and all, they are going for the different cloud platform. Why we need to go cloud platform? Because you don't want to buy the Linux big servers. You don't need to spend the money. You don't need to buy and keep it in your home. Then we need to manage the like as your like you need to be like your baby kind of thing. After you are not using also, we need to be maintain that. Okay. But if you go for cloud, just use and throw it. That's it. How much we are using, that much we are paying. That's the reason we go for cloud basically. The main reason behind that. Is it clear now, guys? Now, what is the requirement we have? CI, CP, CC, CD, CM tools we need to be learn. All these tools we need to be learn. What other tools will come under? What other tools we need to learn? That we're going to discuss now. Is it clear, guys?
Madhu, one question here. Yugandhar.
Yeah.
Where will come DevSecure in this?
This process, this is not a different tool. DevSecure means like as for example, let's say you are downloading some images. Okay, there is some vulnerabilities are there, some things are there that we need to download the secure way. And for example, you are going to deploy the application. We are going to deploy the very secure way. There is no SecOps means there is no different tools, different things will come. There is a different layers will come like different like as how we are going to deploy our application very secure way. Okay, very product way. There's a vulnerabilities, how we are block the vulnerabilities. Those kind of like as like a twin slack, there's a couple of different tools will come. That's not a thing for humanity to learn the DevSecOps. Okay, that is the another layer will come to the tools. Okay, that is for example, you are downloading some Docker image. While downloading, we need to scan that image. Okay, there is any vulnerabilities are done it. If you vulnerabilities are there, we don't need to download that. Okay, that is how that will come to the scanning level. That is a secure way we are going to implement our application. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Is it clear, guys? Don't think that what is DevSecOps. He knows the DevOps. Maybe he has learned something and he came for only like some you want to know something and someone is telling that he asked that. Okay, that will come also like DevSecOps. How we are going to deploy our application the very secure way. Okay. Yeah. Is it clear, guys?
Yes,
Oh,
Madhu.
yes.
Yes.
Cool. The next we'll keep it about this DevOps thing something. Let's talk about our future. Okay, like why we need to learn DevOps. Okay, what is the future I'll get? What is the benefit I'll get it? Simply. Okay. Now let's discuss about this. For example, let's say you learn Java. Okay. Now I'm going to discussing about the how DevOps job is more secure or not. Okay. Like say the company is not there, there is no any job secure. Okay, that's not a man that I can't give the 100%. But in the industry, they need for these guys, DevOps guys. Okay, how, why, and all. Let's see now. Let's for example, let's say I learn Java, I'll get a job on the Java. Okay, and I learn the .NET, I'll get a job in the .NET. I'll get Android, I'll get it. Okay, don't make a spelling mistakes here. I'm not English medium student. Okay, fine. The next Android and the next iOS something, and then big data. Let's say Hadoop or big data, whatever it may be. Okay, and the next artificial intelligence, machine learning, and maybe Python, maybe let's say C, maybe C++, whatever, C sharp, whatever it may be. Any programming language, guys, any programming language in the world. Okay, and they want to deploy their application, they want to maintain their application. Even once the Java development application is done, once in the production, there is no any feature enhancement under. Even we don't have a less developers in that, but the maintaining there should be the DevOps team should be there for maintaining their application. Okay, deploy and the maintaining purpose. Then next, for this entire any kind of programming language, they need a DevOps guys. They need a DevOps guys for any team. Any team they need a DevOps guys. Guys, please support me. Okay. Who's that? Nitin Kumar, please, man. Nitin Kumar Reddy, please mute. Nitin, yeah. Fine. Now, here is that any team members, they need a DevOps guys. They need a DevOps guys. They need a DevOps guys here. Now, if for example, if Java is not in the future, like maybe then Python will come in the picture, maybe Scala will come, maybe Rust will come, maybe Go language will come. Any kind of language will come in the future. Node.js, React.js. There is a number of nowadays microservice means it's not only Java. Most of the people will go for concurrency applications. They'll go for Rust. They'll go for multi-threading language, Go language. Okay, they'll go for Python. They're going for like as Node.js. This is the most powerful tools nowadays. Okay, it's not in compared to the Java. Now that's full stack developers are calling, right? That's will come. Now instead of that, now what happened? Any kind of programming language they are going to be do, they are going to be need a DevOps guys here. They are going to be need a DevOps guys here. Clear? Means even Java is not there, even our job will come, new technology will come, they need also need a DevOps guys. Okay, and even the .NET also not there, they need a, like as any new technology will come, they need also need a DevOps guys. Means our job should be like as any kind of programming language they are going to implement, our DevOps team should be there in their companies. It's not only Java, it's not only .NET. It's a, so then next I need to learn all these kind of DevOps like as no, actually if you know the procedure, if you know the tools, this can be done by the like as the commands, like simple commands we are going to add in between our code actually. Okay, the procedure is the same for all. Is it clear guys? Is it clear now?
Yes, Madhu.
The
Yes.
most of the things applications are go for the Java maximum like as 90%, 99%. Okay, basically nowadays are all applications maximum. Okay, if you go for .NET and the .NET application they are going to deploy there, we are calling as that, right? Like as that is for MS build will come, that maybe they are going to Jenkins, or maybe they go for Azure DevOps. Like as this .NET and Microsoft, because of this .NET from Microsoft guys, right? They are both a tie-up. Okay, that .NET application is maximum will go for Azure DevOps basically. Fine, cool. The next what they do, what we need to learn, you guys got to know, right? Our job will be secure. Then what these DevOps guys will do in the previously, what are the things comes like as how much package they are going to give, how why they are going to give, how why the most like as more cars are there, more positions are in the market, why, what is the reason behind that, I'll tell you. Basically earlier we have the different team members, right? Linux admins, okay, system admins, monitoring engines, sorry, system admins, monitoring engineers, and the next let's say infrastructure engineers, and the next let's say cloud engineers. Typo mistakes, don't keep it. And cloud engineers, and the next let's say we have the build and release engineers, okay, and then automation testers and production support. There is a different levels, L1, L2, L3. Okay, and we are calling it different levels we have. Okay, like it's based on the support ticket we are going to handle that. Okay, there's a different. Now earlier what happened, now if they have any requirement, they are looking for the who are doing the same job in the previously, they are looking for that particular guy. Nowadays what happened, now any kind of this kind of job they need to do, they are looking for only any kind of they are going to implement from scratch, or maybe supporting, or maybe monitoring only, they are going to be system admin only, or Linux admin only, or cloud only. If they are like as earlier we have the different position are there, they are recruiting a one guy for that. Now what happened, they needed the Linux admin, they need a cloud engineers. Now what happened, instead of going for two guys, they are going for the simply one guy. Okay, they are going for 50 lakhs for that guy, and you are asking 30 lakhs. Okay, fine, come, they are need to do what the two guys were going to do. That's the reason we have the more opportunities. That's the reason we have the more packages in the market for DevOps. Basically, how much we can expect for 5 years? 5 into 5 you can ask. Means they are going to give like 5 into 5 equal to 25 lakhs. Yes, for years experience we have this much package we can ask. Easily they are going to give. Easily they are going to be give for this much package for as a DevOps guys. This is a mandate. Like it's based on your previous package. Okay. Even for example, you have the 10 lakhs package right now. Okay, and you need to be expect for the 100% hike also. Okay, means on your current package you can get the at least 100% hike as well. Okay, in the market, that much market we have in the DevOps basically. Okay, that's the way we are going to get the packages. Is it clear, guys? Why DevOps is a more opportunities are there? Why they are going to pay huge? Why the market is very for DevOps means this DevOps means the all these kind of jobs earlier they do, and now single guy can be maintain this. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear. Yes.
Yeah, fine. Now what we are going to discussing now? Let's discuss about the what are the tools I need to be learned as a DevOps, guys. What are the tools will come? What is the CA tools? What is the CP tools? What is the CC tools? What is the CM tools? All things we are going to be. Let's discuss now. Okay, what tools need to be learned now as a DevOps guy is a mandatory tools. We have lot of means I'll show end of the code like as end of the class. There is hundreds of tools we have, but there is a like picked up like as main tools in the market. Industries are used by that. Okay, that we are going to be learning here. Okay, that even when you discussing about that particular tool, what are the tools will comes under this session, like as if the HR will call you and an HR will ask this like as this tool we are looking for, even they don't know like as that tool for which purpose. Okay, there is a different similarities tools with there like as for example chef, puppet, and like the tools are there. It means they are asking chef and Ansible, like as they can say that you can say that actually I worked on the Ansible because of that chef and Ansible both are same purpose we are going to use. No one use for the two things at a time, right? Okay, they can use because that is also another scenario that we'll discuss when we come to the real-time scenario. Okay, now let's say what are the tools we are going to be discuss this. Okay, now let's say if you are in the Linux admin, like for example, first we need to understand the Linux topics. Okay, Linux commands. You are very good thorough in the Linux commands. Even in this Linux, we are going to discuss 12 days, and even I have the 139 pages are book. If you read that books, if you do hands-on practice, you are expert in the Linux. I'm pretty sure I'll give the confidence on this. It's a very best I've written for this like couple of commands, the real-time commands which I'm going to use that in day-to-day activities. Even that I have written one single page, like 3-4 pages. Even that commands also I'm going to give that. You are be expert on this commands in the real time. Even interview questions also we are going to discussing about the Linux. Maximum 25 to 30 interview questions will come. All what are the previously my students are faced, all those things we are going to be discuss that as well. Okay, each and every tool, once the tool will finish, that tools we are going to discuss about the real-time interview questions on the particular tool. Okay, what are the questions we faced, what are the questions and my students are faced, all the stuff. Once the Linux is done, then we'll go for the DevOps tools now. First DevOps tools will come CI CD. Okay, in this Linux, we are going to create one AWS account. In this, we are creating one Linux server. We don't need to install any software in like as we don't need to virtual box. We don't need to go for VMs and all nothing. That days are gone. Okay, if you want to that, even that's not a good because of nowadays everyone will go for cloud, right? Now you need to be good practice for the cloud. If sir, I am comfortable with the VMs, that is also is fine. There is no difference between that two. Okay, then go for CI/CD tools. Basically, before going to CI/CD, let's go for the SEM tools. SEM tools. SEM means source code management tools. Like as for example, developer written the code and how we are going to push the code using the Git or maybe Git. We are going to store the code into the GitHub. Okay. Now we are going to use the GitHub for push the code using Git commands and store the code into the remote repository like as GitHub. Means maybe there is a 10 developers are there. 10 developers are code. We are going to store into the one place. That place we are calling as a GitHub. And the Git is to managing the code. So developers are written the Git code and then they are push the code in the GitHub. Then why we need to know? Even you are also developer, right? Why? We are going to write some scripts. We are going to write some pipeline code. We are going to get in some automation code and all, right? That code also we need to make it a push to the code into the repository. That's the reason we need to be understand the this concept thoroughly. Even if you go for any interview, they definitely they'll ask the interview questions on this. Okay, it's a very good to know the GitHub. Okay, here that we are going to be learning here the SEM tools level. Okay, what's about Bitbucket means the same kind of GitHub Bitbuckets. What is a GitLab means? GitLab will come you can use for the source code management tool and the CI tool also. Okay, that I'm not covering in this course. Okay, even I'm not used in the real time. That's the reason. Basically, I used for what are the tools I use real time. That's tools I'm going to discuss in depth level basically. Okay, even if that basic idea, if we give the idea, then you can easily to understand that what is exactly we'll do that, how we are going to maintain that. Okay, it's similar. There is no difference much about that. Okay, and the next CI/CD tools we are going to discussing about the Jenkins. Okay, and even I'm going to discuss in the latest. I'm using now GitHub Actions. This is the latest tool or latest things we are going to do for the GitHub Actions from directly from GitHub itself. There is a new feature last year they are going to release, last April they are going to release for GitHub Actions, that we are going to discussing about the how we can make it a CI/CD using the GitHub Actions. Okay, right now, even though the last week also completely implemented, this is the end-to-end CI/CD is the GitHub Action only. Okay, it's a very cheap. Okay, it's a very cheap means cheap. Okay, even we need to pay anything also. If you go for any servers like as Jenkins, Jenkins is a free basically, it's a open source. Okay, what are the DevOps tools? 99% we are using this open source. Until unless you have the good money, then you go for. Basically, present we are using the GitHub and we are using for Circle CI also. But Circle CI is a few much paying for every month. That is a $650 monthly we are paying. Instead of that, we go for the freely. That is for GitHub Actions now. Okay, one product we are using that. The new product we are going to go for the using the GitHub Actions or CI/CD. The previous like I have the 5 years of experience on the Jenkins, which I am going to use for the this CI/CD earlier. Now this is the latest for GitHub Actions, the same kind of CI/CD we are going to be used for this now. And the Jenkins we are going to use a different tools here for build. Okay, what is the Maven means? It's a testing code and compile the code, and means like as a Maven is the Java build tool. This tool what it do? It will be compile the code and it will be test the code. It will be like, for example, if you want to deploy, you can deploy from here itself. Whereas we can use the different tools for the deployment also. Okay, what does mean here? I'll go for return the flow here one by one. We can understand very easily. Okay, let's say for example there is a developer. They've written the code here, and the code will be used the Git. They should be, every developer should be install the Git software in the developer mission. Let's select this. Okay, there is a graphical tools are there, but I don't want to use that. Fine. The next another one is that what we are going to store that. We have the repo tool, that is we are going to use a Bitbucket or GitHub or anything. Once we are going to push this code to here, okay, once the push this, now our job will be done. Our job will be start here from here. Okay, even your code also, like a Jenkins pipeline code also, you need to implement. We push that, our job will be triggered here itself. This job is that the Jenkins, when you push the code, it's picked automatically. We don't need to manually build anything. The Jenkins will pick up automatically. When the something will happening here, it will pick it automatically. The Jenkins will pick it up, and the next some build tools if you are used inside the Jenkins itself, that Maven or anything. This Maven tool if used, that what are the code will from the GitHub, that will be compile the code. If you have the Maven code like Java code, that Maven will do compile the code and test the code. It will give the var file, let's say var file or jar file. It will do this finally. This var file you want to deploy the servers. Now what we do, we are going to be deploy this into the servers. Okay, deploy into the servers. Deploy into the servers. It can be Apache Tomcat or WebLogic or WebSphere or Jetty or whatever maybe. Apache Tomcat. We are going to deploy here. This is the old way. This is the old way of deployment of CI/CD. This is the old way of deployment. Even the couple of examples we have, couple of companies are there, they still are using for this way. And who are using for latest technologies, Docker and all, this is not the way to deploy the application here. That is a different will come. That is another architecture will come. And the next, for example, that we are going to draw another one. Okay. Now what happened here? If you want to store this var file in the backup, you want to backup of this, then we are going to use the backup tool. That is the repository tools that we are going to use for this. Nexus or JFrog or anything. This whatever var file is created, that var file you want to store backup of this, that we are going to use the Nexus. Okay. Then after this, for example, let's say you want to do scanning your code, like as if you don't want to see unwanted code, but like as buggy code you don't want to, you want to maintain the very clean code, then we are going to use the some tools here. The tools we are going to use for the here is the SonarQube. We need to scan for this code, that code after pulling the code or building code, before building, after code building, anyways we are going to be do this. Okay. Now after scanning this, if you are any bugs are finding, any unwanted code finding, we need to report the dashboard, and developers are sending to the dashboard, and they are going to be fix that issue, and again they commit the code. The next time we'll get the clean code for that kind of things. Now this is a way, one kind of flow we are going to use for the CI/CD. If you are using Docker and all, that will get in the another dark lecture. Okay, let's keep it this now. Now Maven, there's a build tools will happening, and we are going to deploy that Apache Tomcat servers. It's a web server to deploy our web applications here. And others we can use a JT or WebLogic or WebSphere, the same. Okay, there is a different kind of servers we have. They are going to use this. The next again here Apache Tomcat it is. We are going to use the Nexus for Artifact repository tools. Nexus is the Artifact repository tools, and the next here we are going to SonarQube for scanning the code, like analysis the code, static code analysis. This is static. The tool name is that we are calling as a static code analysis. If you need, okay, static code analysis. And the next is that tool is the Artifact repository tools. Artifact repository tools. And the next is the web servers. Okay, and here is the build tools. Okay, there is a number of build tools, and Maven, Gradle, there is a number of, okay. That will come like as when you come to the discussion and all, what is the difference between that tool and this tool, that we'll discuss in the actual classes. Okay, that is an Nexus. And the next static code analysis certificate. Okay, and if you want to testing tools or testing integration and all, we are going to use the testing framework, that is a JUnit. If you are using Java code, the test classes are written by the developers, that we are going to be created reports, like as how many test cases are failure, how many test cases are success, or everything we are going to return as a reports, like charts, pie charts or bar charts and all, right? That we are going to use this here. Test result report, testing framework. Okay, JUnit. The developer have written the code, just we are going to be create a report for this. These are the tools will come to the for when you go for the CI/CD level. Okay, and this will go, it will come to the CI/CD means the Jenkins is used for the CI/CD tools now. Okay, basically what is CI means continuous integration, continuous deployment. The previous version of Jenkins is the 1.0, that only CI we are going to use. After 2.0, when Oracle hand out to the Jenkins, that will come to the CI/CD tool. Okay, now this is the tool. Now this is the old way too, and nowadays what happened now, the technologies got changed, and the whole environment people are using with the container technologies that we are going to use for the Docker here. This is also like a CI/CD tools. This also will come to the CD tools. Okay, this is a continuous deployment tools, right, where we are going to deploy the application. This Docker will come, you can use instead of Apache Tomcat, directly deploy the Apache Tomcat. Now we are going to use the Docker. What is the benefit of this means? The main reason behind is the resource, like as less resource utilizing. For example, if you want to deploy this Tomcat servers here, now for example you want to deploy the same application in the 100 servers you want to deploy. Now the same Apache Tomcat you want to install the 100 servers, and the same application you are going to deploy, but your WAR file, and then you have the only, let's say 10 MB WAR file you have. At this 10 MB you want to deploy in the, like you want to create a one Linux server. At least if your VM level, if you go for that ones, what we do, we should have the 15 GB hard disk and at least 1 GB RAM to be, like as even if you go for deploy application, we don't need to give the 1 GB. That's very less, right? At least this much is the minimal resource. Okay, that's what you want to deploy the 10 MB application, but you are dedicated the this much resource. Okay, you don't want to use the this much resource, you want to use the less resource, then we'll go for the this technology. That is technology we'll go for the Docker. Basically when we are not using for the less technology, less resource, we are going to be used for the container technology. That is we are going to use the Docker here. Like as to deploy our application the very resource, okay, very less resource means if a 10 MB application means it can use only 10 MB, it's not using more than that. Okay, we can deploy the n number of containers in the same here, n number of containers in the single server itself. We can different servers, different containers we are going to deploy the single application. This Docker we are going to use the mostly microservice architecture. Okay, what is microservice? What is a monolithic application means? That we are going to discussing about the in-depth level of when you come to the Docker sessions. Okay, microservices. Okay, clear? And the next, what tools we are going to use? We are going to use the configuration management tools. Configuration management tools. There is a number of tools will come like as Chef, Puppet here. Like I'm going to discussing in this course is the Ansible. Okay, only one tool. Okay, I didn't work on the remaining stuff. I used only Ansible. Now this Ansible we are going to use the configuration management tool. Like for example, why this requires? For example, let's say there is a number of servers. Like 10 servers are there. The 10 servers you want to install the same software. Like for example, Java you need to install the 10 servers. Then how we are going to do? You are going to do the server, you are installing one server, second server, third server, fourth server, fifth server, like that. Manually you do that 10 times. Now for example, let's say if instead of 10 times you want to make it a single time, because if you run the one place and then that 10 servers we are going to deploy at a time, we are going to use that. Yes, 1 minute. If you want to deploy that these 10 servers at a time, and then we'll go use for the this kind of Ansible tools. Okay, so what is the benefit here? If you guys want to see that simple, let me draw the one small diagram here. You will get more clear of this tool. For example, let's say here the number of servers do you have, and you want to deploy the same software in these servers. Now what happen? Each and every server you want to deploy, that's even manually do. Like there, if you do manually, there should be the error prone. There should be a error prone. Instead of make it a error prone, then you want to make it your application should be, you want to maintain here, you return some script here, that script execute here. This you need to give the IP address of the this server IP, this server IP, this server IP, this server IP in the here. Input for this script is the your IP address. Now when you run this script here, this script having the install Java software. Now it will be what are the IPs we are going to give. This will be deploying the all servers at a time. If you want to uninstall, here just simply running this script itself. We can return another script to uninstall, then it will execute here. We don't need to go for each and every servers here. Okay, it's not an error prone. It's a more effective way we are going to use manage the multiple servers at a time. It can be install software, uninstall software, copy the files, or blah blah blah, whatever it may be. Updating the software, patches, or whatever we are going to do, we do the this way in nowadays. Okay, it's a 245. Okay, fine. Then hundreds, then thousands. That will be difficult to manage. Okay, that is the tool. It will be help us for this Ansible now. Okay, and the next we are going to use for the like as orchestration tools. Okay, container orchestration or whatever orchestration tool. Now what this will do, what this orchestration tool will do, basically, for example, you run the containers, like any container goes down, then who will take care of this? You need to be run manually, right? You need to be go and run the manually. No sir, I don't want to maintain that. If something goes down, it should be taken care of that self. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. For example, let's say array this application like UI application want to run the 10 containers. Okay, any one container goes down, you need to be take care of that. You need to be create one more, like as how many is running or not, you need to be check. You need to be create one more if you down. If it's not down, you don't need to create. Okay, you check for the every time for how many containers are running. If containers are something is failure, you need to create one more. Okay, who will take care of this? This container orchestration tool will be take care of this. That we are going to use for this Kubernetes. Okay, container orchestration tools means if something container goes down, it will come, it will create one more container automatically. We don't need to manage like as managed by the containers yourself. The software manage itself. Okay, the software manage itself the containers. You just let them know, array this application, these containers want to run. This application I want to run these containers. This application I want to run this many containers. Okay, it will be take care of that automatically. Okay, that is the one thing. And the next is the another thing is that we are going to use the mounting tools here. Here I'm going to discussing about the not Nagios, not these kind of things. Okay, Java, like I have a Jobix is earlier I'm going to see, but the Jobix document I will provide for this. And here I'm going to use the latest tools. Prometheus. I'm going to discuss Grafana, a node exporter, and the C advisor. the node exporter, the sum of exporters I'm going to discuss for integration with Prometheus, node exporter, C advisor, the container monitoring. Okay, this is small, it's a capital, it's a Google tool. Okay, these are monitoring tools I'm going to discussing about this. Clear? These are the tools we are going to discussing about the even end to end. We are going to discussing about completely hands-on. This we are going to be discuss this here now. At the next, we are going to discussing about AWS. The AWS level, I'm going to discuss the many services here, completely hands-on, real-time use cases, real-time scenarios, completely. Okay, not don't certification level. Certification level, I'm going to like teaching and then option wise, no. But even we can get to know many things over there. Okay, even if you know the hands-on, the certification is very simple. Okay, that's simple scenario-based questions to come. Right. The next, what we are going to discussing here is that EC2. First, go for IIM, EC2, and the next S3, RDS, the next CloudWatch, CloudFront, CloudWatch, CloudFront, and then Elastic Beanstalk, and next. And even I'm right now using for ECS. In the ECS, I'm going to use for the Forget. Okay, Forget service. I'm going to discuss this. Like same kind of Kubernetes. There is another service they have in the AWS, that is a Forget. EKS or Forget. There is a two kind of service they are going to provide for us. That EKS, like Forget, is that completely serverless. Okay, serverless means we don't need to create the servers here. We need to specify the how much RAM, how much CPU you want required. That containers will be run on the particular serverless. We don't need to create a EC2 instance, nothing. It's a high availability for us. Okay, that ECS Forget, then ECR, container registry to store the Docker images. Even that in the Docker, we are going to Docker CLI, Docker Compose, and Docker Hub. Those will come in the tool. Okay, don't like as each and individual. I'm not discussing about this. Okay, the main topic I'm discussing now. And the next, we are going to discussing about that VPC is the main stuff. Okay, in the VPC and even Lambda, Lambda. Okay, it is. Okay, the next we had CloudFront S3, RDS, and then even Cloud Formation if you want. That same like as how Cloud. Instead of I build the base introduction of the Cloud Formation, we are going to in-depth level of this using the Terraform. Okay, the Terraform mostly used. Why the Terraform and Cloud Formation difference is that this Cloud Formation only tie up with the AWS. The Terraform is for again for the any kind of application, any kind of cloud software. Okay, if you know the how to use the Terraform, it can be used for the any kind of on-premises. You can use for any kind of cloud, GCP or AWS or Azure or anything. Okay, the Cloud Formation also basics I'll discuss here. And the next, anything, many services are there. Okay, and then S3, SQS, sorry, yes, they are right. SQS, SNS, SES. Okay, all the stuff. CloudWatch written right. And the next. Route 53, AWS CLI. Okay. And ASG, auto scaling, ELB. Yeah, tell me.
Does this elastic load balancing like that things come in EC2?
This is what ELB will come. Okay, I've written right. ELB auto scaling. Most of the services, guys. Okay, whatever I use for real time, everything I'm going to discussing with the real time concepts here with hands-on. Okay, maximum services we are going to be discuss this. And the next we are going to discuss about the some Python script also, like as the basics Python first. Python strings, loops, and all. Then how to use the JSON, like as if you have the JSON file, how to read the JSON file, how to create a JSON file, those kind of, because the script we are going to use the real-time scenario. That's Okay, that's output will come that all the things in the JSON format. You need to extract the couple of things on the JSON format that we are going to use the JSON API, how to use this. And the next, how to spin up the instances using the Boto3. The same lambda here, Boto3 both are same. Okay, here returning the bar manually, there we are putting the lambda. That's it. There is no difference between these two. Okay, then next, these are the things we are going to discussing about the Python also. Okay, and the Terraform is going to be discussing in this course itself. This in-depth level we are going to discuss using the Terraform plus AWS. How to provisioning the, this is the provisioning tools will come here.
So we are using Python scripting instead of Bash scripting. Which one we have
Different
here?
based on scenario. Okay, Python is what are the based on scenario, like as you want to make it automation scripts, like as every day you do manual work. For example, let's say you want to delete the last 10 days logs. Okay, you want to keep it the only 10 days logs. You want to do for manual, instead of that we written the one script that we are going to put the cron job, that cron job will be do for that job. Okay, like as you want to generate one report, like as how many hits are came, how many users are in the stored in the database today, those kind of data you want to return, you want to send the email notification at the end of the day. Those kind of script we are going to return for the based on API, like as what are the API you are comfortable, we can use for the shell script or Python script. Okay, that kind of scenarios, based on the scenario we are going to use that shell script and run. The shell script, the basic shell script we are going to discussing in the Linux level itself. When we are discussing the Linux, there we are going to discussing about the shell script also here. Even I have that 39 pages book, right? Even that I have the sum of shell scripts over there. Okay, this is exactly we do discussing about our course, and even though how our course will be go, basically this course we are going to discussing about the, we have our own notes, each and every steps here. Even the documents are written for each and every tools. The documents are written the screenshot and very easy to understand. Okay, very clear to make understanding here. Your practice purpose, everything here very nice documents you written by this. Okay, each and every like maximum we are going to written this. Okay, all kind of tools written by the own documentation here. We can easily to understand, we can easily to remember for very nice here. Okay, each and every, like as all things are written by myself. It's a huge documentation we have. Okay, and the next, even though all videos are provided, and even we are discussing about the interview questions, and after the finishing the, like as each and every tool, like these questions are faced by me and my students, all those will be grouping thing and divided into the one here. Okay, here one tools like as Git interview questions and Linux interview questions and Jenkins interview questions, Agile interview questions, Ansible interview questions. All those things here having the different interview questions are is that this is having for the all kind of here. Okay, like most of the frequently asked questions for the different tools here. And the next maximum our course will come around, like as this is the 21st batch, recently finished the batch, and around like 104 classes will come. And the next at the end of course, like as maybe added for more syllabus or anything, that around will come 110 to 120 hours of class will come here. Okay, this is the 2 hours classes that Terraform might take in the weekends. Okay, and even at the end of course where maximum will get the 120 hours of class, minimum 110 to 120 hours. Maximum this course duration is take the minimum at the end, at least will take 4 to 5 months. In-depth level we are going to discuss this. 4 months to 5 months it will take. The based on the concept, I'm not decreasing the concept, I'm going to increasing for the concepts is day to day. Okay, and the next, the frequently what are the questions I'm going to face the my students, I'm going to discuss this.
So
Even
can we
that questions
practice
are
all these things in
so will
our?
cover here.
So can we practice all these
Sorry,
things with our laptop? So can we practice all these things with our laptop? Uh, all these concepts.
completely lab, like as we do with the very, there is no any pre, like a pre-install my system, the from basic, like as even how we are going to install, how to download the software from there itself I have a documented, I have shown for in front of you. Even you will get the from scratch itself. Okay, if you had any issue and all, we are going to interact with the, like as before joining the class and after finishing the class 5 or 10 minutes, then we are going to be discuss that. Okay, if it's time permits, then we are going to be take for one weekend sessions to fix the all the your issues and all, like as maximum things we are going to be discussing that. Okay, make sure that video you need to be, you are doing the hands-on means, even I'm not doing for any before system nothing, the fresh installation I'm going to use, the same document I'm going to provide with you guys. Okay, just easily you can set up for yourself from each and every step I'm going to show in front of you. Okay, clear? Everything is provided by the drive, like basically like this. I close this, right? You guys will get to know, like, as I'm going to access for the drive access, you will get for entire course. Okay, and the next, let's discuss about the frequently asked the questions of you guys, and that is also, let's cover the, this is the continuation. I'll give the best books to read also, like, yes, you need to more knowledge on the and subject. Okay, the free books, I don't want to charge for anything. Who join my course, they'll get this. Okay, and everything is provided by the here, and then I'll put the documents here, each and every different folders for Jenkins Git is a different folders. Even interview questions and practical code are in resumes, or everything is provided in this here itself. There is like a 15-20 resumes I'm going to provide for the real resumes. Okay, and you can manage yourself, like, as how many technologies you want to put, how like which project you want to put. There is the projects also, and if you want explanation or anything, like, I'll take one class for this, how to explain the project in the real time. Even that session is happened the previously. Okay, that also will get, like, as real time issues. And even though our the project management sessions, okay, questions also we are going to be faced, that is also discussing in this here itself. I think we already discussed the project management questions, like, as what are the recently have faced the question issues. Okay, and then what are the new technologies you have learned. Okay, what are the your roles and responsibilities, day-to-day activities, those kind of things. I make it the separate interview kind of questions, that 30 questions for this. Where is that DevOps project level interview questions? Okay, that's kind of questions, like, as tell me about yourself. From that, what are the tools and they have used that, can explain your current project flow, what are the tools, the challenges are this, these kind of questions regular asked by the interviews, that we're going to provide that. Okay, and the next thing is, let's discuss about this FAQs. Now, the main questions we are going to ask, like, what is the prerequisite of this DevOps? For my course is not nothing required. Even from basic Linux, I'm going to discuss. Even I have students, even they don't know how to, like, as computer knowledge also they don't have. They are in the good position now. Okay, that I have students. And the what the duration of this course, like, as it takes for minimum 3.5 to 4 months of earlier. Now the syllabus got changed. Now this course will be changed for this 4 to 5 months. I'm adding the 4 more Terraform and the recently GitHub actions. Those little bit I'm adding the more actually. Okay, that takes more time. How can we learn DevOps? Like, as who can learn DevOps? Anyone can learn. Like, as it's not a DevOps. Like, as basically you need to be, when you go for any interview and all, how we can manage means that also we are going to discuss. Like, as if you are mechanical background, we are putting 3 years experience. How we can specify that means, even that's not a mandatory for this. Anyone can be manage this. Okay, anyone can learn in my course definitely. And what is the timing of this is that this is a 9 p.m. basically actual classes timing is the 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, and the next how long session is the 1 hour for Monday to Friday. And are you providing for documents and videos? Yes. Okay, can you get the all regarding videos? Yes. And if I miss any class, how can I cover this? Just go through that video. That video will get it within that day itself. If you not miss, the next day we'll get it. You can watch that, do hands-on practice. You have the document and video, definitely will get to know. And if you have any questions and concerns, the next class we need to ask from that. Okay, and the next, if all cover the real-time scenarios, everything is a practical and real-time scenario based what the I have faced the previously, or how we are going to get the requirement, how we are going to implement that kind of scenarios. We are do this. Are we integrating those as one to each other? Like, as it's not as, like, as for example, let's say Terraform and then let's say Jenkins, and then you go to Docker. The Docker and Jenkins we are going to integrate this. How to this we are going to integrating the tools basically. Are you covering in-depth level of tools? Yes, each and every tool we are going to discuss many things in this. Okay, not for example, let's say Docker takes up 1 month, and then Jenkins will take the like as 40 days. Like that, we are going to discussing about the tools. Okay, it's not 35 days, 40 days course. Okay, discussing the real-time interview questions. Yes, after the tool, definitely we are going to discussing about the each and every interview questions here. Are you going to give the assistance of resume preparation? Definitely, I'm going to provide the resumes, and then even we'll take one session for this, how to prepare the resume also. How can I communicate if I have faced any issues? We have the channel, Slack channel we have, and then WhatsApp channel we have. You are going to, like, once you join the course, I'm going to create a WhatsApp group, all the your team members over there, only that batch. Okay, that batch members we have, then we are going to be discussing over there. Okay, if I have time, definitely I'll give the answers maximum times. Okay, if you have, like, as if not, there's someone who knows that, they definitely will give this. Okay, are you support for up to get the job? Basically, you once you join my course, you can join for a number of batches, but you will get a one batch videos completely, not for the n number of batch videos. Okay, that keep in mind, with same videos and same documentation, there is no difference between that. Okay, and the next, this, like, I'm not giving this proxy cost test. Definitely I'm saying that I'm not supporting that, even I'm not taking for that, because I don't have a time. Basically, even that's not required for you also. Okay, if you take one time, then next time what you do, will do, right? You need to learn the subject. Definitely I'll give the maximum subject for you guys. Just do that. Okay, just follow the simply. Even before completing the course, you will get a definitely job if you follow the steps. Definitely within a 2.5 3 months after Jenkins Docker finishing, you will get a job. Definitely, if you follow the whatever we'll teach, if you do the hands-on. Are you covering the Terraform, Kubernetes, Docker, Ansible? Yes. Okay, are you going to show the real-time projects? And I'll show the my system as well, real-time system. Okay, the fee is that 18,000. Okay, this is the installment. You can pay for the 2 installment. Even though one installment, another installment, you can take the gap for the 30 days also, no problem. Okay, clear? This is for our sessions here. And who are interested, guys? Okay, you guys can be ping me if you're interested on this number. Okay, who are interested, then they will get the next class video, or like a next class a link or anything. They will get to know that. Or else the whatever I ping or whatever the drop in message, you guys, you won't get anything. Okay, I won't ping you, I won't ask you anything. Like, as who are registered my batch, there is a couple of guys are there. I noted that numbers. I only call them and I'll ask them. And remaining guys, I won't talk at, I don't have your numbers also. Okay, that your interest. Okay, there is no force
So
being.
so when are you going to start the new batch?
That based on the users will come. Like, as for example, maximum the next week we are going to start, like as Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday. Okay, like, as if you confirm that today is a minimum 10-12 people, the course, like, as it takes time. Basically, they are need to confirm. If they confirm, like, as today, we are going to start from Monday itself. Okay, we are going to start with the maximum Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday itself.
Are you covering this Terraform and Kubernetes in this for this course?
You join now late. That's why I mentioned here. Even we, what are the tools we are going to discuss that also. Okay, we are discussing. Okay.
Hi, Madhu.
And the next,
Hello.
this number you can reach me. Yeah. Tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello. Yeah, Madhu, I have one concern here.
Yeah, tell
Actually,
me.
my timings is different. 12 to 9, the office timings. Is there any possible for morning?
We can pick me. We'll discuss that. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Sorry. Okay, you can ping me on this number. Okay. Anything other, we will talk for separately for this. Okay. How we can
Sure.
approach this and how we can learn this. And
Yeah, sure.
okay, in the course, you feel like as too much, then you know something basic. There is a parallel running classes are running. Even you can attend for that batch also. Okay, I'm going to provide for that facility also. Okay, there is a, like, as right now they are running for right now 3 batches. 1 batch is running. Is this is a 3 batch from this batch. If I start, 3 batches are running. One for this right now in the community session. one for the Docker is done. Ansible we are going to discussing now. This is for this like as after few days I'm going to start the another batch. Okay, you are going to handle for this 2 batches. Morning batch I'm going to start the soon basically. Okay, within a month or month later I'm going to start with the morning batch, like as morning 7 to 8 IST time. Okay, guys who are interested in these sessions, okay, they are going to ping this number, WhatsApp number. Okay, or else you can't get the any next class link. Even you can join for the, you can watch and listen the classes for the next 4, like 3-4 sessions. Okay, next 4 sessions you can say freely. Next 4 sessions you can attend the free sessions. There is no need to pay for this. If you want to this session links or anything, you should be ping this WhatsApp. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah. Tell me, Nitin.
For this, I have heard about we need experience for the job in this field in Linux or something like that.
No, dude. That's what
I'm
we are
working as
telling now.
minimum
There
you
is
have to
no.
have 3-4 years, 3-4 years experience. We need to
That's what.
have to enter in.
That's what in this course. My course is not required any prerequisite. I'm going to discussing what we required. Everything I'm going to discussing this. That's the reason I'm going to take the huge long time here. These sessions. I'm going to spending for only one batch for minimum 4 to 5 months. Even this 21st batch, I'm going to take the maximum 6.5 months. Basically, there is a month in between. There is a lot of gap came actually due to some issue. Okay, I'm taking for the 6 months nearly that. Okay, now like the based on the sessions are going, this is the first time discussing taking for the long sessions actually. Okay, I'm dedicated for this maximum of 5 months of time to complete the end to end. We need to be learned for more. Even once you get the job and again you want to listen the classes and you want to interested that, no worries, you can join for the another batch also. Okay, you can join for n number of times, you can listen for n number of times, you can contact for any time. Like as call, no call, just WhatsApp, and then when you have time permits, then definitely I'll message you. We can talk for that also separately. Okay. Actually, I have this is running for the 27th batch. Okay, and now actually I have almost more than 500 student plus, and even overall the world. Like as I have students for Canada, Australia, Pakistan, and US, UK. All world I have the students now. Even in India, if there is a number of people are having the openings, they are going to sharing that where there are openings and all. They are going to provide for like as how to apply and all. They are going to send their resumes and all. We are going to that assistance also we have. Okay, that's not a fixed. Okay, that we have option. Okay, even me and my students who are having the openings and all, they are going to share with that, our groups basically. Clear? If you guys really interested, just ping me now itself. I'm going to note your number. I'm going to ping for the next class link.
When will you do next session?
Maximum, if you confirm today, like as more people, then I'm going to start from the Monday itself. Okay. Monday itself, I'm going to start.
Okay. That we need to ping in your WhatsApp number, right?
This is the WhatsApp number 7989775914. You can ping me this WhatsApp number. Yeah. Okay, I'll note your number. Okay. I'm going to send the link for the next sessions if you are interested. Okay, just say me that I'm interested for further. Okay, there's no need to record anything further. If you want to discuss, if you have any concern, you can ping me over there. Okay, I'll reply for some time later today.
Okay, sure.
Madhu, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is the main difference between the DevOps and SRE roles?
I forgot that, right? Okay. Okay, fine. Now they actually what happened now? This in this. Okay. I forgot that things I forgot here. Here itself, I need to find out this. Okay. When you come to this DevOps, right? The people are asking for the SRE, that site reliable engineer. Okay. DevSecOps. Okay. Then next TechOps. Then next SysOps. Okay, then this is the like different people are calling the different name. Okay, then like it's a ops. Okay, just ops also. There is a different terminology, but the doing job is the same.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, but the doing job here is the like basically what happened now. The big companies, they are divided into the members in this like this. Where is that? It's gone. Okay, sorry, last time here. This DevOps or maybe SysOps, SRE, and the next let's say and TechOps, DevSecOps. The DevSecOps maybe they are maintaining for application the different level. Okay, and the next let's say Ops, like this. Okay, there are different names there, but they are doing the job is same. But in the event happen no that the DevOps is a site reliable engineers means they are maintaining for ticketing. Okay, and thus if they are not resolve the issue, if they are maintaining big team members, they are going to, if they are not resolving the issue, they are hand out to the DevOps guys. Okay, basically. Okay, they are DevOps is less than the SRC. SRC guys is the less than DevOps guys basically. These are site reliable guys. They are maintaining the infrastructure. They are taking the tickets from the client. They are monitoring the system. Those kind of they are taking care of. But the most of the things will come the DevOps job only. Okay, the people are calling the different site reliable engineer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. It will come to the same. There is no much difference between these two guys. SRC also there is the same tools. That DevOps also is the same tools. SysOps, TechOps, all different terminals. They are going to use that. Still any questions, guys? I hope all questions are clear. I think so. I think you got to know like as what exactly need to learn. What is the tools are there. Okay, if you go for in-depth level of day-to-day classes, you will get many things. Okay, with the completed diagrams, documentation, and each and every. We are going to discussing about the concept and the diagram, then implementation. There is no PPT, nothing. We have the documentation for setup. We are going to like a steps. We are going to do that. Okay, then we'll do for discussing about the using the diagram. That's it. Then we'll go for the hands-on practical. Each and every session like that. One diagram, one concept, then one implementation in a day.
Right. So can we set up our own lab? We should set up our own lab in our system, and we'll do it after the class.
Yeah, you can set up like as I'm going to show like as fresh system itself. Like for example, I don't have a already pre-installed pre-setup nothing. As like so let's say for I open the system, the same you guys can be create a system. You guys can be install the setup. What are the document I'm going to use to install the setup? The same document you do also have the same steps you need to follow. That's it. Okay, even everything from scratch to end, you are going to be set up for each and every you guys. Okay, the same documents we guys will be follow that to set up our installation or anything. We have each and every installation steps are written here, like as each and every tool. Not only one. Let's say, for example, let's say take a Jenkins. Like for example, install JFrog, install Jenkins on Ubuntu, like anything. Where the steps here, like as how we are going to just copy these commands and pasting that. That's it for each and every step. If something not gonna work, where while installing me right, you just follow with that also. Okay, I will update this code and then we are going to be access this. Same. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Just guys, don't forget to update me. Okay, and you who are interested, then definitely I'll ping you like next session when it was, and the link of that. Even no need to pay for next 3-4 sessions. Okay, and even I don't ask the money for next sessions. If you're interested, just ping me.
So we have to pay the money at the fourth section, yeah.
Yeah, fourth session you want to pay money, then I'll going to create a one WhatsApp group. You will get all videos like what are the previous classes and documentation, the Linux book and all everything. Go for hands-on practical for the next sessions. Who are registered, then they will get that like as even from now itself videos and documents. Like as that day, like as whatever we discussed that day, right? The documents will available from the drive link. You can access from that day itself. You can do practical yourself. Even if you something error now, the WhatsApp channel is open. Then you can drop a message. Then we will give the suggest for the team members over there. Okay. Yeah, Shamir, I'll share that video. Okay, if you are interested, then ping me. Okay, your mail ID. I'm going to give this whatever we discussed today, right? I'll share this video after 1 or 2 hours. You will get it there. You can repeat that, watch, and
So you're going to share this demo session if we are interested, yeah?
yeah, I'll share that as well. Okay, just ping me that. I need a demonstration regarding. I'll share that link as well.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So can we end the section, or is it?
Fine, you guys can.